Hello, my name is Inka and this is a new knitting podcast episode for me. I think this is the 8th one and yeah, I'm coming to you from Finland. It is quite warm, it's like maybe 0 or 1 degree outside, so I feel like the spring is coming. But yeah, I still need a sweater, and today I'm not wearing a hand knit sweater because I have run out of them. To show you like a different one, and yeah, but I am wearing a knitted camisole underneath, which is a new finished object, and I'll show it to you now. So this is the camisole number 2 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. It is knitted in Ruskanlehti merino sock, which is a merino and nylon sock yarn, in the color kahvi, which means coffee in Finnish, and it is this beautiful brown, so it's a hand-dyed yarn, so it's like fancy, it's a fancy yarn, and I used 71 grams of it, and that was all I had of it because I had used it previously on a colorwork project, so I have 0 left over of this, which is amazing because it's such a precious yarn that I want to use it all. But it is very short, it's very cropped, but it's still wearable. I'll be wearing it in the summer more. I love this color so much, it's so cute. It's this dark brown, very red dark brown, and it has just the slightest variegation, so it's very beautiful. I have a skein of this is what the skein looks. This is the exact yarn, but it's a different color. This I'll make a long sleeve out of. It's 75% Siwol merino and 25% nylon. And yeah, I used only 72 grams because that's what I had, and I knew that I could get a wearable camisole out of it. So this project cost me €17.04. I think the full skeins are €24. Yeah, I already started this last year at the end of December, but I finished it now in February, and I have finished many things in February, and I'll show you now the rest of them. And yeah, I made the size small, and then I used 3mm needles, and on top I'm wearing this very fun cardigan. I think it's like a vintage cardigan because it's made in Denmark and it has the vibe of a vintage cardigan. It's so fun. It has these very fancy, like super glittery, well not glittery, but these fancy golden buttons, and here too it's very posh looking. And I love thrifting sweaters because this is like 100% wool, so it's very nice and very warm and I could never knit something like this, or I could, but I would have never thought to knit something like this. But when I have it like this, I absolutely love it. But I have some other finished things, and I'll show you them. So you might have already seen this behind me, maybe not. This is my Stella quilt cushion, which it's a pillow cover by Penrose, and I knit this with the colors I used were from my scrappy advent swap calendar, and then I used this green, this grey, and this kind of pink beige is from my own bigger scrap stash, and then I used Schachenmayer regia 4-ply for the white on the front, and then the back piece, which looks absolutely quite terrible, I must say. It's like a bit embarrassing, but this I used all of my white scrap yarns, and I just held them because they were all like Finland weight, so I just held them together in different combos throughout, and I managed to use quite a lot of my white leftovers. Very fun. But you can see that it has this like stripe across it of this more pure white, and I didn't realize that was happening when I was knitting it because it was so dark. But yeah, and also half of it has mohair and the other half doesn't. And yeah, I did the envelope closure, but it doesn't really work. I think my pillow is a bit too large, but it's alright. And it's not my, I don't think it's my best work, because I think that my back piece is a bigger than this front piece. Like my gauge must have been different here than here. But it's okay, it's a pillow cover. I don't see a big problem with it, and when it is just sitting back on my cushions, it's fine, but it's very fun. It looks very fun, but when I started it, I thought that I would knit like many of these, but I don't think I'll do. It wasn't super fun knitting the squares, but it looks so fun, like this. It's very unique pattern, I would say, and it's just, I'm very happy to have this. And again, this is fully scrap yarns. I think it's amazing that these are scrap yarns, but then also the white portion is scrap yarns, so it's like double shot. I don't know, but yeah, this used 250 grams of yarn, so quite a lot actually, like half a sweater. But yeah, let's put it back in here, back on the background. And yeah, I didn't count the cost for that one, because I don't know, I got the yarns from the scrap and I didn't weigh the individual yarns that I used, because I again just used a ton of scraps, which is, I love that. Then I'm being quite quick about these things, but yeah, I'll show you my another finished piece that I have shown before, but yeah, it has a lot of progress now, and it's my Pavuk vest by Teti Lutsak, and this was a test knit for her. I think the deadline is this weekend, but I finished it last weekend, a week ago, and it's so pretty. It has this colorwork, it's knit bottom up, it has this colorwork on the bottom, and then it's just like a drop shoulder. There's like a slanted shoulder option, and then a straight, like boxy shoulder. I did the slanted shoulder, so it's a bit diagonal, the shoulder line, which fits well because shoulders are a bit like this, so this has the similar fit, and it's so pretty. The yarns I used I used this as my main color. It's a Pirtin kehräämö worsted spun yarn. It's like this. It is 100% Finnish wool, and it's very soft and very fuzzy. I think I used 120 grams of this. Yeah, 120 grams of this main color. And then I used, this is Frida Fuchs heckmeck 3-ply in the color whiskey, and this is a hand-dyed yarn, which is 50% alpaca, 25% linen, and 25% silk. I bought this in Berlin when I was there like a year ago, last May, and I had knitted a camisole number 2 with this before, and now I used it in this colorwork, but I didn't manage to use it all. I used 23 grams of this. So this is like a fingering weight pattern, but the gauge is 26 stitches per 10 centimeters, and I really like using 3mm with fingering weight, but I had to use 3.5, so this, I didn't really like knitting it with such big needle. Like, not big, but for the gauge it was big, and the colorwork was a bit difficult to knit because this hand-dyed yarn is very slippery and not very stretchy like this wool. Knitting with like this yarn in different colors would have been so enjoyable, but it's very slippery, this yarn, so it isn't really fun to color work with, but I managed, and it's not, and it's okay. I have like a close-up photo of it on my Instagram, but it's not my best work. It's okay, I would say. Like now bulked, it's very good, but unbulked, I was very dreading this. This is my first time doing a v-neck like this, like a closed v-neck. I have only done v-necks on cardigans, so I really like the center decrease on the v-neck, and I think it looks so good. Pattern calls for like a bind of purlwise, but I just did tubular bind offs, and I think it looks amazing. This is a very genius pattern, and I think it will be very good after the test knit. So yeah, I knitted the size 1, which should be 90 centimeters in circumference, but this is quite fitted on me. This, I think this measures like 86 centimeters, which I don't know why it is that small, because I was on gauge. Maybe like I measure my gauge waist by 5 centimeters, so maybe there's like then it isn't on a bigger scale, my gauge isn't right, but yeah, it's very cute. Yep, I used 120 grams of this, which cost me €8.88, and then this contrast color I used 23 grams, which then is €6.21. This on a full skein is €27, so it's very expensive, but a fancy yarn. It was the only yarn that I bought in Berlin, so I was okay with it to buy, and it's hand dyed in Berlin too, so it was very like a trip souvenir. That's it. So the total cost of this vest is €15.09. So quite nice, very nice yarns. I thought that this would be more like I could wear this by itself as like a summer top, but this wool is very fuzzy and it's super warm, even though it's fingering weight. It's like extremely warm. So I don't know if I can wear this in the summer. I have to try and style it in some cute ways, and then it will be very nice. But I don't knit a lot of vests, and this was a very fun to knit. And I just love the color of this contrast color. I don't know, can you see, but it has it's all different shades, but it creates this very like nice brown color. Even though it has very different colors in it, it looks like one color afar. But yeah, I don't know what I'll use the leftover yarns for. This is like very good fingering weight yarn, and white, so definitely can be used in some color work projects in the future. And this one, I don't know how much I have left here. I think I have like maybe 7 or 6 grams, so not a lot, but it's still very fancy. Maybe I can just keep it like this and look at it, because I could make like a little hair accessory, but I don't think this is like quite close to my hair color, so I don't think it looks very good in my hair. Then I have another finished object, but it's one that I haven't shown you before, and yeah, it's very exciting. It's like kind of wild and out there for me, but it's nonetheless so cool. So I have this crafts magazine from, this is like all like weaving, sewing, knitting, crochet, sewing, I think I already said that, but it's from the 1975. I think it's from the autumn. And then it has this accessory set, this beret and gloves, these very cool stripy ones, and I needed these, so I have them both finished, so the beret and the gloves. this is what the beret looks. Oh my god, that's so fun. It has this longer part of red and then these cool stripes. I'll put it on my head. Sorry, I'll look to the side a bit. Yeah, it looks like this. It looks like red, only red here. And then these gloves. So fun. This is such a fun set. The colors are very out there for me. Like, not the brown and the white, but the red. I don't really wear a lot of red because I don't think it goes the best with my hair. But having this, I don't care if it goes with my hair because it's so cool. This is what the set looks like. It's the coolest thing I think I've made. And yeah, my initial thought was to just knit the beret fully in this red, no stripes, and not knit the gloves. But I couldn't resist adding the stripes and doing also the gloves because it's such a cool pattern. And this was very easy also. And I love the fit of this beret, like the size of it. I think it's perfect size. So I'll be definitely knitting this again, just in like a different color, maybe a single color, or maybe using this as a base for doing like color work berets, because I really like the fit of this and it's fingering weight, and I have a lot of fingering weight yarns that I could use for this. Just knit it in a color that's a bit more like me, in like a green or like white. White would be very nice, or a blue one. Yes, this is very out there for me. This is very out there for me and it doesn't go with my winter coat. So this is a very springy piece also, because our gloves aren't really a piece of warm weather. Warm mittens are way warmer than these gloves, and then a beret doesn't really warm up my ears or anything. But yeah, these fit me so well, these gloves. I wrote down the like amount of rows I did for each finger, and it's very good. And I think I did the palm a bit shorter than in the pattern, and I think everything else. And also the pattern has 4 colors, but I only used 3 because I had this combo and I couldn't figure out what else color I want to add in. So it's just 3, so I modded the stripes a bit. They're striping on the hat is almost the same. I think that this red stripe here would have been a different color, but then the gloves I changed a bit more. So let's take this off. And also I really like that this is very quite tight here, like very comfortable but tight, so it stays on very well, because I found that with my mittens they kind of all like loose and floppy. So these are also very good in that like winter to wear underneath a pair of mittens, because they're very stable. And yeah, I just love this. I have knitted like gloves before, but they were like half. They had the separate fingers, but they didn't have the tips. They were only like halfway to the fingers. But these are very nice. They look kind of fun off the hand, but on the hand they look absolutely normal. So the yarns I used are these 3. These are both Dines wool, which is a 100% wool, 350 meters per 100 grams, so a fingering weight. It's a 2-ply fingering weight. And these are Latvian yarns. This is the color 560, and this is a brown, but I have lost the ball band of it, so I don't know what the code is. And then the white is Jamieson and Smith 2-ply jumper weight in a color 202 stone. I have also seen it referred as 202 fawn, so I don't know which one it is, but it's this very nice natural white. It looks like white, but if you then think about that, oh, this is like a basic white, then this is very interesting white. I really like it. But yeah, this is 100% Shetland wool, and this combo so nice. These again, all stash yarns. I just always have these these yarns are very suitable for color work, so I always have like single skeins in stash. So this was very fun project to make. Again, I didn't count the cost for these, because when I weighed my skeins and my yarn usage, these finished objects weigh 97 grams. But then if I weigh the skeins and see how much those were being used, because they were all full before, it's a bigger number. It's, I don't know if I can count this, it's 108 grams. So that's like a big difference. That's like a 10 gram difference. Like, of course there was a lot of ends. I did cut the ends after every stripe, because I did a chocolate stripe where you lift the leg, the right leg of the stripe below and knit it together. It's very simple but very effective. I think that this is my like change of beginning of round, and it's very, you can't really see it all, but I found that if I cut the ends it was very easy to tighten and make it even more invisibly seen. These are super cool. Right now you can see it has just this rolled edge, which is just stockinette, because in the pattern it is supposed to be folded down and then there should be an elastic inside. I don't know if I want to add that, because I have a very big head and it fits like quite nicely without the elastic. So I think I'll wear it a couple of times and then see if I need that. But this is so gonna be my like spring set to wear with my brown leather jacket. My leather jacket is vintage, 1970s again, I think, and again this is from 1975 Pattern magazine, so this is very fitting to that jacket, and I love this set. I thought that I would make like then like a matching kind of like mini scarf, but I don't think I need a scarf in the spring, but I'll see if I want to still knit that, because I do have still all the same yarns left, so I could make a really matching one. Then I have some, yeah, those were my project. I don't have really whips to show, because those were all whips last time, and those have been the ones I've worked and I finished them. I do have one whip to show you, but it has to do with an acquisition, and I want to talk about those because the woolly worker Vanessa held like this live stream, and she had this woolly bird white kind of gallery of knits, and she chose like winner, and I won it. And for my Maryland jumper, of course, it's so pretty. And then I received a £50, which is around €60 gift card for a British yarn store, and I have some, and I got the yarns from there. I ordered it already in what is it, January, and I think I got this a week ago, so I'll show you. I've already started knitting with one of them, but I'll first show. So I got this tweed yarn. I got 11 skeins. Here I have only 6 left, so I have knitted already a lot of it. It's so pretty. It's this donegal, Studio Donegal Aran tweed. It's the prettiest yarn that I've ever worked with. It just, oh my god. I actually realized that this is the exact same as Isager Aran tweed, because the Studio Donegal spins it for Isager, so this is the exact same. The price point is the same, but again, I got this with a gift card, so I thought that I would get this yarn that I wouldn't have any access otherwise, and that's why I chose a British yarn store, because the shipping is a lot. I think the shipping was €15, and then I had to pay duties, which were €25. So yeah, but I got the yarn for free, so that was okay. And I don't think I'll be ordering from Britain again, because again, the duties. Thank you Brexit for the duties. Yeah, but it's so pretty. It is 100% wool. This is Irish yarn, but it's nonetheless very beautiful. And it is aran weight. It's 80 meters for this 50-gram wool, and I got 11 to knit a sweater. And it's just so pretty. This is wool, not merino wool. I have some like donegal merino tweed yarn, but this is just wool. And I can show you the project that I've started. This is the Siwol sweater by Cookie the Knitter, and it's just a super basic sweater like this. I have already so much done. Oh my god. I will knit still like 5 centimeters of the body, and then knit the ribbing, and then the body is done. It looks like this. I absolutely love all the tweed of this yarn. It is magnificent. I cannot believe that I have this yarn. It's so pretty. Yeah, the Siwol sweater is just a basic. I think it's described as a semi-drop shoulder, so it'll have some sleeve cap shaping with short rows here, but it's gonna be like a drop shoulder sweater. I chose this pattern even though there's a lot of drop shoulder patterns, because this doesn't have that much of ease. This has 10 centimeters of ease on me, and I'm knitting that size extra small, and that's like I think nicer than like 30 centimeter ease that was on all the other patterns that I found for this gauge. The gauge is 18 stitches, I think. And I'm knitting it on 4.5 millimeter, so it's going very fast. But right now I don't have like a 40 centimeter 4.5 millimeter needle. Yeah, it's just so pretty. And I did make it's a double folded collar. I did knit it a bit shorter. I think it was 8 centimeters in the pattern. I knitted 6 and then folded, because I don't want it to be very high up, and I think it's gonna open up even more when I add the sleeves, because that will open the shoulder line. So this is what I've been working on. So this is my main whip right now. I really love it. And I thought that, like, it's already March, like, do I need like an aran weight sweater? And yeah, it's still like sweater weather here, so there's no problem. And this is the swatch I needed. It really blooms and softens with a wash, so it's very nice. So I got that yarn, and then I got 2 other yarns, and I got 2 skeins of this Kinross 4-ply, which I have heard a lot of this, so I wanted to try it. And there's no access for me in Finland to this. First I thought I would get a sweater quantity of this yarn, but they didn't have like they only had 2 or 3 skeins of each color in stock, so I got 2 of this. It's such a beautiful color. It's the shade 30 firth, spelled like firth. I don't know what that means, but it's my favorite blue shade. I think it's the exact same as my Eva cardigan, and I love that blue. And this is like the exact same, which means like this is my maybe like favorite color right now. I think it just really suits me. So I got 2 of these, so 100 grams to knit a camisole. I think I'll knit the pedal drop camisole by Florence Miller, which is like a lace camisole. I think this would really look nice on it. This is a fingering weight yarn, and it's 100% super fine lamb's wool, and it's very soft. But I heard that it softens up even with wash even more, but it's very soft like this already. And yep. And then I got 1 skein of Jamieson's Shetland spindrift because I love doing color work, and this is like a good color work yarn. I've heard this is in the color 234 Pine, and it's this very dark green, but it's a different dark green. For this is the color, oh I forgot to say the color, I think this is color number 102, which is olive, but like this is quite grey, but then this is very saturated, and I don't think it's even hard to look at with the eye and be like, oh that's very green, but it's, yeah, it's very saturated green, but not too bright. It's really nice color, and yeah, this looks very grey next to it, but this is again 100% Shetland wool, and this again I cannot get in my hands in Finland. This one I can, this one I've bought in Finland, but I think there's one supplier of this, but none of this here, so I got this. It was, yeah, I don't know which one I prefer. This one has more yardage, or meterage, sorry. I think they're both 2-ply, and this seems a bit thicker also, even though this has less meterage. So I don't know, but it's the ball band, it's so cute, so I just kind of keep it like this, again just to use in color work. I always find use for these color work yarns. It's so pretty. So those were the yarns that I got. My goal was to get yarns that I cannot get in Finland, and none of these I can get in Finland. They were, yeah, maybe like more expensive yarns that I would normally buy, but again, yeah, these were I think £450 per ball. I don't know how much that is in euros, maybe like over 5 per ball, so yeah. And then these were maybe like £7 again, but buying the 2 wasn't bad. But yeah, I especially love this. I love all of them. They're so pretty. I think I made a good decision on the yarns, and yeah, I thought about it all for a long time. But yeah, that was all that I had to talk about today. A lot of finished object, only the one whip. I do have still some other whips but I didn't work on them. Or I did work on my color work scarf, but like 2 rows, and I have shown that already so many times, and I have nothing new to say about it, so I didn't show that. But yeah, my finish in February, I think I did good, because I only, well, the beret and the gloves were a new cast on, but then every other thing I had already started like last year or in January, so in February I finished 5 things. No, I finished 7 things. Yes, and 5 of those I showed today, because the other ones I showed already last time, which is good, because I had so many things on my needles. I think have like 5 projects, but yeah. And I had to say something, I always forget everything. But yeah, it felt nice to finish things, because I didn't finish anything in January, so yeah, I am looking forward. This is gonna be my first sweater of this year, which kind of feels a bit crazy, but it's gonna be my first sweater, and I got very excited about it, and I have so many other plans already, and I can't wait to knit some more lightweight sweaters, because I think that if I just think, oh, March, it's like technically spring, so then I got like the spring in the mindset, even though I know that the leaves are gonna start growing in May, maybe like start of May, so there's that. Like, my mind is on a different level than the outside world, but that doesn't matter. I still want all the spring things, and I love the new, now I'm just rambling, but I love the new summer collection, and I think I'll buy like one pattern. or 2. So yeah, that's it, and hope you enjoyed. I felt like I was very brave today, but I don't know if that is true. But I hope you enjoy your knitting, and I hope it's a bit warmer where you are, because it's still like winter here, even though it's quite warm. So yeah, have a nice day, and we'll see you maybe some other time. I hope to see you another time. Bye bye.